Hello, everyone. It was a little late to press start, but here we have a 5-player game on Germany. It's me, as always, funkdoc, and we're going up against Mastaba, amitss1, polarexpress, and JVis. Should be a very strong 5-player game. With only one less experienced player here, and even that is JVis here, who's been grinding this game constantly and just getting better every day, it seems, so... With that in mind, I'm just seeing the 4 plant first up for bid. It's already up to 8. Mastaba has paid 8 for it. JVis's cat getting up on the keyboard there in the chat. Up above here. Yeah. Okay, I see what he's doing. He's going for a... Oh, man. Do we want to skip a gold here? I'm just going to keep buying these. I'd be a little concerned about this strat because... Oh no, he does get to buy a province, though. I'm talking about Dominion. I'm actually in a Dominion game now. Silly me. Well, now I have to play the loan. Yes! We get to trash a copper. Trash a copper and trash the hovel by buying the province. Alright. This is looking better now. Anyway, I keep narrating my Dominion game as I'm playing this. Dominion game should be getting fairly close to done here, I think. My opponent's going for all sorts of wild stuff here. Do I pay 6 for this and a 5er is the question. Problem is, there's not really a 1 build I want here. I think I pass. JVis pays 6 for it. Okay, that's good. Alright, just won my Dominion game. And with that, I can close that now. The 9. And with this little coal in the game, I think, especially with 11 coming in. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the 10 here. I'm going to get coal pretty cheap. And we have 11 and 17 being drawn already, so this is not going to be the greatest market on turn 2. So I think the players, if you have a plant like 8 or 10, I think you're going to be at a bit of an edge early on. Because you won't have to buy a plant turn 2, you can keep making money, and you should have the money lead when the big plants start coming. Building last will be a bit of an issue, though. Alright, what's next here? Oh, sorry about that. Just moving the mic a little bit. Yeah, with how expensive Germany building is, I can't afford to store any extra coal still. I'm just trying to think of where I could even build last. 2 players should fight in here. 2 players should fight in here. And I guess that would leave, like, this area for the last player. I feel that's how it would split, ideally. But with me building last, luckily, I'll be in a good position to take advantage of any mistakes anyone else may make in their building. JVis paid $6 for plant 3, and he's still not quite sure what to do with the build. You could take, like, Hamburg. Hamburg would be a safe single build. Huh. Interesting. Not what I expected to be the first build. That's the kind of build I expected to get myself. Polar does the safe single build in Hamburg that I mentioned earlier that, you know, makes a lot of sense with the 4. You can get bottom in the auction. Amitss builds 2 in the cheap part of the map. So now I'm going to end up building either here or here. What I can do is... I have barely enough money that I actually could build 3. I could do Duisburg, Essen, Dusseldorf. If I were Mastaba, what I would do here, I'd build in here. If I were Mastaba, I would do a single build in one of the twins here, Essen or Duisburg. Do a single build here, plan to build on the next turn so that you can take territory before Amitss does. Yep, exactly right. And now the correct build for me, I think, is to go next to Polar. And I think Schwer and Lübeck would be the safe build for me there. That's the one to take. Put myself in close proximity to here. Like, Polar, I think... Actually, there's enough pressure from here. Polar might want to build Bremen before Kiel, which would be cool. But even then, I don't know if I want to overbuild next turn. I may just want to stay at 2. Yeah, this is a rough turn 2 market here. Like, 11 and 17 are the absolute, like... After 14, those are, like, the worst possible plants that could show up right now. Like, 14, 19, 11, 17 are, like, the absolute worst plants to see on turn 2. $37 goes out of the deck. 44 is in. All higher, higher numbered plants here. Pretty standard for 5-player. There goes the 8, so I'm not going to get cold cheap this turn, that's for damn sure. Anyway, I personally say Emmett committed a cardinal sin building in this area, which is building 2. I think 2 build might be the worst, honestly. Because it opens up a player like Mastaba, in this case, to punish you, building next to you. Like, I feel like you want a triple build in this area, as I've talked about before. Either triple build or even single build might be better than this, honestly. Because then you'll get first build on turn 2, at least. Anyway, 8, no bidding on 8 as expected. 13, now, this should get pretty heavy bidding. With how bad these other plants are. What? JVis bids for the 7 over 13. Interesting play. Well, Mastaba will face an interesting decision then. If we see something like 25 pop up next on deck after 13, Mastaba might just pass 13 to Polar here. Never mind, that's the exact polar opposite of that situation. Well, now 13 is going to get heavy bidding again. The single worst plant in the game just showed up, 14 there. Yeah, I actually consider 14 worse than the 6 because Trash's restock rate is so low that 14 has so much bigger of an impact on it compared to 6. 6 can actually be a profitable plant eventually. Ooh, Polar passed the 13 for free to Mastaba. I think Mastaba just crushed this auction with that. Yes, 13's not... And Polar doesn't even buy a plant. I don't get what's going on here. I really don't get this at all. Very, very strange play from Polar, in my opinion. It's just wild to me. Really, really wild to see 13 going at cost in this bad of a market. Especially paired with the 9, that's just huge for Mastaba. Mastaba might consider a triple build here. Duisburg and Dusseldorf. Might go for that. Okay, coal's not going to be too expensive for me, at least. Also, I'm not buying a plant again in the next turn. I'm going to be low on the turn order for this turn. So I think I just max buy coal here. I think that's my play. I might have gone for Dusseldorf over Duisburg myself, if I were in Mastaba's position. I don't know. It's I guess close. I just prefer the more connections this gives you. I guess it's barely even a jump over this city though. I'll just play this patiently. I don't need to panic for builds, really. Because Polar has Bremen to worry about now. That's easily their most important city now. Gives the direct connections to all these. And Amitss, reasonably close to Bremen, so that would be the top priority now. Forgot to mark off 33 and 35 earlier. The way I see this going is everybody passes, Polar buys the 11. 11 is an acceptable plant to buy now. Because uranium's gotten cheap enough that 11's profitable, so that's how I see this going. JVis needs to not buy a plant here. I don't know why you're not just passing instantly, JVis. There you go. There you go, buddy. Make Polar eat the 11. It fits because Polar needs to get Bremen, so Polar should easily be able to afford the 11, your uranium, some coal, and build Bremen and power all three cities. That would be I think the most obvious logical play for Polar here. There you go. Oof, 23. Well, this is all huge for Mastaba right now, I'll say that much. JVis has a little bit of time to leave the twins here open, because I think Mastaba and Amitss here are going to have to fight over the... They have a little more... They're going to have to fight over the cheaper stuff first, I think, before thinking about jumping into the twins. And I feel like the play for me now is not to buy extra coal. And at least oil is being driven up pretty well, so... Mastaba's not getting too cheap on the 9. Still, like, really efficiently powering, though. And Amitss builds above me. Hell yeah. Okay. So I am second from bottom now in this auction. Unfortunately, well, Amitss... Actually, it looks like Amitss is preparing to buy 23 on the next turn. Ooh, 15. I mean, there's no reason for me to bid on this, because, again, 15 is not much of an improvement over the 10 at all for me. If I had to choose between 15 and 10, I'd rather just stay with the 10 and stay low in turn order. Because, yeah, I ain't bidding for this. JVis might want to bid for this, actually. This has been one of those games. Interesting that Emmy doesn't buy a plant now. Emmy might have wanted to bid just a tiny bit more in 15, maybe? Because it's a huge improvement over the 8. Much bigger difference than with the 10. I mean, I get that we got through a lot of the low plants already, so the chance of another dud coming was low, but not 0, as we just saw. I don't even know what Mastaba's thinking about here. He's crushing this game right now. He should pass. And I ain't gonna buy any of this shit. What I could do alternately. Ooh, Mastaba. Really? Interesting. You know what it is? Mastaba's under pressure to build. I get that's what it is. Because he's pretty fenced in right now. He needs to get into a Aachen over here. Or maybe just into the Twins. Down in blue. I can see where like he has to build now. Because Amitss fenced him in pretty well in like the cheapest stuff. Oh, baby. All right. This I can use. So we've gone through almost every plant lower than 20 by now. Luckily, this one is easily the best of that lot. I'd even say it's a straight-up better plant than 20. What would be really ridiculous is if 21 dropped after this. But I'm bidding for this. Oh, you best believe I'm bidding for this. Let me think. Wow. Wow. Okay. JVis, I think, may have gambled a little too hard there. My hunch is that JVis would buy 23 now. Yeah, there we go. He buys 23. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to only buy the minimum coal. I want to prepare for next turn for the 26 auction. Which means this would be amazing. I can actually get Magdeburg and Hanover. Ooh, that's a big deal. Or you know what I can do? Actually, I have an idea instead. I have an idea. Okay. Because I have this set up to get a really big build in terms of building future connections. I'm thinking either Hannover+Kassel, because I can definitely afford that as well. Hannover+Kassel or Magdeburg Hanover. I take a bit cheaper connection going this route. But I think this is going to open up so much more in terms of in potential for step 2. So I feel like this will be the route I want to take. Because Kassel gives a direct connection into both the Twins here and into all the cheap stuff here. That's my thinking. Alternately, maybe JVis builds in a Kassel, but I highly doubt it. I think JVis wants to protect the Twins here. I'm assuming that's where he would build. He can run the 23 and the 3 together. That's my thought there. So much coal being used. I have a feeling like the coal burning is gonna really slow down a lot next turn. That's my thought. I think I do Hannover+Kassel. Because this really does a lot to break me out of the corner for step 2. Like, I leave Magdeburg open so Polar could potentially jump into that, but Polar would rather get some of these other cities first, like Wilhelm and Flensburg up here. He needs to get those first. We've not had a single plant above 5 capacity go into the step 3 market, just FYI. So now I have, like, plus this here as well, this, like, I have direct connections into every single cheap part of this map. It's great. Now here's something to think about. Do I bid for 22? I might. Oil's staying pretty cheap, so I don't know if JVis really needs 22 right now. I might consider just staying at 4 cities in his spot, especially because he's not under pressure to build, really. Yeah, I could do this. I'll actually go for 22. Don't expect any other bids on this. I'm basically playing the It's Germany card here, hoping that going for cheaper efficiency can win me the game. Because this way, we know that 26 will be bid well. This should go for a lot of money. This should go for over 40 easily. With how cheap oil is now. Could potentially take a while for 32 to get out of the market. When we haven't seen 21 yet, which would be those would be the other main threats to oil. Come on. Bid, bid, bid. Damn it. Bid. I want to see this go for over 40 easily. Like 40, 45. That's what I'm hoping to see this go for. Please bid. Polar has cheap cities. Polar has cheap cities. Mastaba at least has 4 cities. Like, Mastaba should hopefully be able to get Trier. Okay. Well, Mastaba does at least have building problems. He could probably get Wilhelmshaven if needed, though. 19. What the hell? And Emmett actually buys it. Okay, well, that's a 28 for Polar. Although I don't know if Polar would be in a position to buy 28 right now. He could just build... I mean, Polar, they could just build and power, like, 15 and 11 together. That might be their plan. But yeah, we've been We've been burning through like almost all the lowest numbered plants already. Yep, as expected, Polar does not buy a plant. I approve of this. And I'm buying no resources right now. I am buying nothing. Because I am definitely not building this turn. I should still drop to at least the middle in turn order. Actually, I'm probably going to end up second from bottom. I think Amit's probably not going to build. I think he's going to play the turn order game here with 19. I'm guaranteed to drop below Mastaba for sure. And then Polar, I think, will probably build a 5 with 15 and 11 there. Yep. Wilhelm. Wilhelm is the one you want to build, correct. Definitely the correct build. Otherwise, Mastaba's probably going to take that. So Mastaba should get Trier now, I think. Mastaba can't even build a 5th city. Interesting. Yeah, I'm obviously not going to build. Oh boy. Now here's something interesting. I could go for this. I'm in a position where I could actually bid on 20 and just stay at 4 cities. Just stay at 4 cities, run my green plants, play the turn order game. That's the option I could use here. Put a couple clicks on this. Again, the market is going to accelerate from here. But if I can still get, if I can get a 5 plant for cheap in 5 player, I do that. Question is, do I want this yet? I don't think I want this yet, though. Like I said, I want to get it really cheap, but this is now reaching a price point that's it feels too rich to me. I suspect Mastaba lets this go. No, Mastaba's staying in. I'm a little surprised after paying for 26 there. He does have 1 coal stored on the 12, so there's a little convenience there with the 20, but not really feeling it. Ha ha ha! Okay, this I'll bid for. Well, yeah, JVis was definitely overpaying. I would have really liked to see Mastaba get stuck with that plant. Man, Amitss is staying out of the auction for these big plants. This is weird. So Mastaba paying 40 for both 25 and 26, even in 5-player, I think especially because of it being 5-player in Germany, I don't think that's going to be a winning strategy. I don't want 27. I already have 2 nice green plants. I have an idea. I have an idea. With the connections I built, here's an option. Here's one option I have. I could simply pass on plants this turn. Okay, let's figure this out. Okay. Yeah, I think I pass. What I can do is, I can build, what I could do is actually build to 7 this turn. And Amitss fully committing to the trash plan. Here's my crucial decision now. Do I stall at the bottom of the turn order, or do I build now, is the question. And probably the answer is stall, because there's only 1 plant left in the entire deck that can stall the market, and that's 16. Yeah, I think I just stay at 4. Okay. Yeah. I'm guaranteed to stay bottom now because Amitss has a higher numbered plant than me now with 24. That was another factor in me passing. I mean, I was considering building this turn, but I do think now that the market should move enough from here that I don't need to build in order to move the market. Interesting jump by Mastaba. Yeah. This first build of step 2 will be valuable. Polar is not in the greatest spot. So Polar might want to think about build. Well, Polar doesn't have a great spot left to build to 6. Magdeburg would be the one for them. If they wanted to build to 6 this turn, they could do that. So I'm going to be set up at the bottom next turn, which is really nice. Speak of the devil. Like I said, the one plant left that can stall the market this turn, and it came. Like, plants that can power 4 or more cities are what you want at this stage for a 5-player game. A plant that only powers 3 cities, not so much. Just remember, good things come to those who wait. I suspect Polar's going to jump behind me in a brown this turn, but I'm okay with that. I'm looking at all this stuff here for step 2. So over the next, basically every turn from here on out, I should be guaranteed to get a plant of 4 capacity or higher. There we go, JVis. Drive up that coal. Drive up that coal. The problem is oil's getting stupidly cheap now. The extra uranium buy is kind of a weird move for JVis as well. I'm expecting JVis to build now. Like, if he bought that extra uranium, I'd expect him to build. Not building. Okay. 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 Well, Mastaba can build Trier to actually start using his green plant, but he's not going to do that. He's going to try to stay... Make sure he's not top in the turn order, although he is almost top. If everyone passes, I mean, sure, I'll take 21. Okay. I'll click this. I think I'd rather have this than 28. Or do I? Or would I? Yes, I would. I'm trying to stay below in the turn order. I have a couple options now. I have a couple options here. Couple options. I can pass this, take 28, and just build to my 8 cities here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gets me to 8. I think I'd rather pay for turn order here. Because Amitss and I are both stalling at 4 cities. I think I'm going to go for the build and see what happens. My hope is that with the sheer number of connections I have spread out that I can get something in step 2. I'm worried at how much money everyone's built up, though. But I have to do this now, I think. Because we're guaranteed to get all the 6 capacity plants onto the market here. Yeah, if I were JVis, I'd just run the 7 and the 23. Wouldn't even burn coal on the 20 yet. Save that shit. JVis builds above me. Okay. I did not expect that, but it makes me very happy. So we're going to get to step 3 on this turn. Nice thing is it means I should be able to get some builds here. I don't get why Amitss wouldn't just buy up the oil. Well, we're guaranteed to get all the plants that power 6. Guaranteed to get all those in the market here. Let's just go to 60 with this. Come right out and scare people. That's what I'm trying to do here. Will JVis bid? Okay. Okay. Someone actually took me up on that offer, and they can have it. We need to think about this now. Because plants are coming up the next. We know 29 is going to be next. It's the last plant left in the deck. So it'll be 31, 36, and 37. And I don't feel a need for 36, really, so... Sure, yeah. I'll take 32 at that price, thank you very much. So what's interesting now is this. Can Emmett end the game here? Because Emmett can get to 15 capacity with 36. The question is, does Emmett just win the game now? My hunch is no, honestly. Like, even I don't have the money to end the game at this point. Yeah, Emmett buying a little extra coal. That tells me that he ain't ending the game this turn, which is good news for me. Again, very, very pleased on the price I got in 32. Because oil should stay at a decent price, at minimum. Interesting that Polar opted to keep 11. It makes sense with him buying 31. I mean, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense to replace 15 instead. It's an interesting game. I'm not really sure who's going to win this yet. I still don't think it's going to be Mastaba, honestly. Although the cheap builds could help. Again, my hope is that these connections here keep me from getting blocked. That's what I'm looking for here. Me forcing Amitss to pay a lot of money for 21 also helped. For sure. I mean, for what it's worth, I do have over half of the cities needed to end the game, 15, I have in step 1 spots already, so it's probably a good thing. Emmett should build north if at all possible, I'm guessing. Oh no, Emmett's going south instead. Okay. There's sense in that. Nice about this, though, is it means I can get this stuff. Because I just assume, like Polar is just so obviously going to build in here and try to block me. That's what I see happening. There's the Bremen build. Okay, and Mastaba just really wants to keep me from getting those step 2 spots in there. Makes sense. Well, we definitely take those. Ooh. No, I'm definitely not able to end the game, so. I'm happy building in a JVis. JVis has gotten pretty well blocked already, and I feel like he's clearly behind. Yeah, I expected to get blocked out of here, realistically. Which I'm fine. I at least got the twins. So I have some hope. I'm sort of bluffing a little about how much I can build this turn. Sort of? No, I should be able to hit 16, though. And Emmett bids. That is a strange play for Emmett. Strange play. Alright, just deciding. I'm trying to think of what's left in the deck here. Not a whole lot in the way of Great 6 capacity plants, necessarily. In fact, I might be better off just playing for 15 here. It's really weird to me that Amitt would bid on this plant. I don't see 17 happening. If that were the case, then he should have been able to end the game last turn. Build to 15. Yeah, I'll give this up now, sure. It's just a strange play to me. I don't. It's hard for me to see how Amitt could get to 17 this turn, but not end the game last turn. That's what I'm thinking about here. Yeah, I think I just play for 15 here. So I might not win this game now. I thought I had more money than I guess I just... Well, I mean, I should crush JVis at least. Mastaba bids. Okay. Okay, what else could come? 35, yeah. Rather have 34 than 35. Well, it's probably not going to be too big of a difference. $35 is not even guaranteed to come yet either. Actually, you know what? One more click. Because I'm basically comparing this to 44 now. Actually, hold on. I probably should have passed it already and taken 44. Okay, never mind. Mastaba bails me out. I'll gladly take 35 now. That's a pretty lucky drop for me, because that'll work out to being cheaper than 44 to end the game. Yeah. I gotta do this. Yeah, because they're not going to want this plant. Polar might actually win this. I almost wonder if Polar is just angling for 16 here. I was kind of in that weird borderline zone. Polar gets 38 at cost. Really? Well, I guess JVis, after overpaying for 30, JVis kind of killed himself and isn't really in position to bid on a plant this turn. So, fuck. Polar's going to end up winning the game then, probably. Come to think of it, I should have put 38 up for bid, I guess? Question mark? I guess I should have. Thinking about what plants Polar had. Yeah, Polar might actually end up winning this. God damn. I think it's because so really I think it's going to be Polar. I'm actually worried with that 38 at cost. I'm worried Polar might win the game because of that. I'm going to kick myself for not putting 38 up for bid. Oh shit, Polar can't end the game. Alright. Alright. Alright, well maybe I do win then. I figured Amitss not ending the game this turn if he was willing to bid for 39 like that and just try to play for another turn. Like going to 17 capacity in a 5-player game. That must be it. He just must not even have the money. Oh yeah, Amitss not even buying coal. Holy shit, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the ball game then. Looks like. Comes down to me and Mastaba then. So I just buy 1 uranium and 4 oil? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so there's no way I could have, with when the other plant's like 40 or something, no way I could have played for 16. Well, that blocks Polar a little bit. I'm happy that JVis didn't build into here. This is what I was looking at. Yeah, I was just saying, I think Mastaba bid one time too many on the 34 auction. And Emmitt only gets to 12, so he's technically going to finish last in this game then. Mastaba's clearly getting to 15, and then I'll get to 15. The nice thing is I get Hamburg here still, which is sweet. I can get Hamburg and Stuttgart here. Good stuff. I could maybe even get Step 1 Torgolo still. That'd be cool. Emmy made an interesting jump here. Over into Stuttgart, just past Mannheim altogether. Makes sense. Want to try to slow me down a little bit. Yeah, Mastaba just has to take his cheapest builds. Okay, so I think my best builds left have to be Hamburg. Wait, never mind. Yeah, I only need 2 cities. Duh. My dumbass. For some reason, I thought I needed to build 3 cities. I only need 2. What's the cheapest ones now, right? Because I build last. So it's Torgalo and Hamburg, right? Yeah. Yeah, I definitely built step 1 Torgalo. And then from there, I guess Stuttgart and Hamburg are the same thing. Yeah, do that. Let's see if Mastaba might win this, though. Maybe. I'm still worried Mastaba might beat me. This could be a close one. All right, who's gonna win? Yes! All right. Ooh, I won by a pretty good margin, too. Won by almost $20. Dang. So Mastaba barely had anything left getting to 15. Cool. All right. Well, my theory about green plants in Germany 5-player games was right. Ah, that feels really good. Okay, I might be getting my mojo back a little bit in these larger games now. So yeah, thank you very much for the game, and yeah, the double green plants that worked out great for me. So, see you later.